I appreciate it, man. Just trying to notify everybody before I get this thing started. No, I'm just setting up my thumbnails. Nope, not it. All right, so I guess we can just get started. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my live stream, and this is the morning chill stream. I'm your host, D.E. Georgia Productions. So yesterday was the 20th anniversary of the Xbox, the original Xbox, not the 360, not the Xbox One, not the Series X, the original OG Xbox. And it was something that resonated with me when VJL made that comment about when something is 20 years old or 30 years old, it's considered retro. So when you think about it, it kind of makes sense. The Xbox came out 20 years ago in 2001, and it pretty much changed the gaming industry forever. And to me, it's unfortunate that they're still doing this whole console war thing of which game version is better. But yeah, I remember like when I was young, I played the Xbox, but I didn't really own the Xbox. It was something that I played at my cousin's house or my friend's house when they had the Xbox system. And I think to me, the Xbox is what really changed the gaming industry. But I think what really made the Xbox so special in the gaming industry was the graphics. Even though it's similar to the PlayStation 2 graphics, but I think the Xbox version has better they have better levels and better storylines, and the Xbox alone was and still is the greatest console of all time. And I don't like the Xbox 360. The original Xbox had like better games. Let's be real here. And based on what I've seen on YouTube, when it came to the launch titles and the better exclusive games on there, the Xbox alone is what capitalized the gaming community as a whole. And that right there is saying something. Because one, according to VGL, one particular game that is better than the PS2 version is the Spiderman game, the Sam Raimi's version of Spider-Man. And I remember one time back in 2005 or 4 when I went down to South Carolina for a family reunion, and I remember seeing the Spider-Man game on the PS2. And I couldn't help but to think, what does the Xbox version looks like? I said, for some reason, every time I talk, I keep tongue twirling. I don't know why, but it's just weird. So I don't know which version is different, the PS2 version or the Xbox version. And to my surprise, I truly believe that the Xbox version is better because it had better levels. It had more level because it had Crib the Honor level. Just something like that, in my honest opinion, based on what I've seen on YouTube. Yeah. So we're gonna take a look at VGL's video. I don't know if y'all can hear this or not, so I'm gonna take this microphone off so y'all can hear the audio better. I think it's better that way, to be honest with you. Oh my God.
With Google Ads, controlling your budget is easier than giving your client a trim.
All right, y'all. We're gonna jump onto VGL's video, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I say they got some better exclusive titles on the system. Shout out to VGL, by the way. Let's get to it.
Hey everyone, Video Game Lover here, and today I'm here to talk about the 20th anniversary of the one and only original Xbox. Let's get right into it. So, November 15, 2001, the original Xbox hit the scene in the U.S. And the reason this is such a monumental deal is, for one, because the original Xbox is a really, really good system. But the other reason is that the sixth generation of consoles is now considered retro gaming. The PS2 is over 20 years old. The GameCube turned 20 in Japan. It's going to turn 20 in the US in just 3 years. And now with the original Xbox turning 20, along with the Dreamcast turns 20 in 2019, the sixth generation of gaming is considered retro now.
And wasn't I just saying that too a few minutes ago about how certain consoles that could be like a certain year old and it's considered retro? And now that you think about it, that's exactly how I feel about the PS4 when the PS4 came out like around 2013. And it definitely changed gaming consoles as you have right now. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's been 9 years since the PS4 came out. And even though it's still a good console, you still got some games coming out on the PS4 this year. But imagine if the game console comes out as 10 years old. That would be considered retro, in my honest opinion. So if the Xbox is retro, why can't the PS4 consider retro since it came out 8 years ago? That's like old times, right?
At least for me. I mean, some would say it doesn't count, but I think it does. I feel like if something is 20 years old now or older, it's retro to me. So let's begin with the original Xbox. And here is the system itself in its entirety. This behemoth of a monster of a system. So this is Microsoft's first console into the gaming.
And now you're thinking about it, that is how a console is supposed to look. Not the Xbox Series X or the Xbox One. I mean, those look like mini fridges and a DVD player rather than a console. But this right here is your traditional console is supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying?
History. And basically, they wanted to kind of bring PC gaming into like a console. So that's why this system was so gigantic and so high tech. They really wanted to bring the PC game experience to your living room. And they really perfected it with this system. But however, it is gigantic. It is pretty heavy too. So that's the original Xbox system. So now let's talk about the controller. And this, ladies and gentlemen, was the original Xbox controller, the Duke. This controller, as you can see, is very gigantic. I do find it comfortable though, but it is a very, very massive controller. I guess they just felt like maybe this system needs a massive controller to be, give it that distinguished look, but it was just too big for a lot of people. Many people did not like the Duke that much. I personally like it, but not really. However, though, they did in 2002, in early 2002, they brought in the S controller. Now,
yeah, I think I like this one better than the original one because it looks like it has extra room for you to control when it comes to playing games, etc. That's just my preference.
The S controller actually was meant for the Japanese audience because they thought the Duke was way too big, so they made the S controller for Japan. So basically, they brought it here in the U.S., and it's much better than the Duke. You have a lot more it's much more comfortable. Here's an interesting thing. The original Xbox controller actually had a breakaway cable, which is kind of called the dongle. You see, this is kind of to prevent if you accidentally yank the controller out the system, it won't pull the system. It's really, really nice. I'm not sure why they haven't made these, but there is one problem, though. It's that you have to make sure the controller does have this. If it doesn't, you can't play the original Xbox. So this is the S controller, very comfortable, and it will eventually be used for the 360 in later years. Now, as far as memories go, for me, I'm going to be honest, I don't really have that much memories as a kid, mainly because we didn't own an original Xbox. It was either a GameCube or PS2. It wasn't until 2015 when I finally got myself an original Xbox for dirt cheap. I got it for like $20 in the thrift. And the game that I got with it is a legendary first-person shooter. It's the first-person shooter that innovated for console gaming. Now,
let me just say this right here. Halo is the first-person shooter is what really resonated the gaming industry when it came to first-person shooters. Yeah, you got your Call of Duty, but I think Halo is what really resonated everybody that got people into gaming in the first place. And if you look at the gaming tournaments, they normally play online when it comes to using the computer. And I think this is still when people are still using Halo gameplay while making commentary videos in the commentary community as a whole. But I think people are still playing this game right now because it was a game that changed everything, the way people play first-person shooters. But let's be real here. Now, I'm not really a fan of the franchise because I don't like first-person shooters, but I do have to respect their hustle. I respect what they've done. And I respect what they did for the community. But for me, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you. But I do respect what they do.
I know someone say GoldenEye. Yes, GoldenEye deserves a lot of credit, especially for breaking the mold of the Doom clone of first-person shooters. But this is the one that really started it. And that, my friends, is Halo. The first Halo game.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that this game is 20 years old now, it's just incredible. And you know what? Even to this day, it's still a fun game. I know that 2 and 3 are better, but I still love the first Halo game. I mean, the music was absolutely amazing. The gunplay is just fantastic. Everything about this game was just amazing. Except for the flood. Screw the flood. But this game was awesome. I love this game. And honestly, this game helped me to get into first-person shooters. I've always had trouble getting into first-person shooters due to the second analog stick, but thanks to this game, I was able to adjust the second analog stick, and now I got into Halo thanks to that. So I absolutely adore the very first Halo game. Same for its sequel, which I got in 2016, Halo 2, which is a very, very awesome game. However, though, this game is also infamous because it was actually rushed. So in Halo 3, the first hour of the game was actually meant to be in Halo 2. So that's why people were upset with that cliffhanger ending. That was because Microsoft rushed the living hell out of this game. They really want this game to come out in 2004. They wanted to delay it to 2005, but they were like, no, we want it now. We need this now. This game had one of the biggest launches for the original Xbox. I mean, you should see the launch party for this game. It's unbelievable.
I think that is something that I did not catch on yesterday when I was watching this video. I think that is the worst part of making a game, but then you want to rush it into the public. At least they could have done was to spend a little bit more time with the game. So that way, when everybody plays the game, they can either enjoy it. But to me, I just think that putting out a rushed game is not good because if it's unfinished, people will not want to play it. And it's going to turn some fans off. And that right there is something that you cannot do when you're within the company.
But Halo 2 is a really good game. And here's another game that I really, one of my first original Xbox games, and actually the first one I beat, Brute Force. Now, I would love to see this series, this to come back. But honestly, when I replayed it last year, it kind of reminded me, I feel like Gears of War came from this. This game was like a 4-player co-op third-person shooter game, and I just feel like Gears of War took what made this game great and made it even better. But Brute Force is a really fun game, especially if you have friends. It's a really good game. I really enjoy the Brute Force. Now, this trilogy is not Xbox exclusive, obviously, but the reason I'm including them is that I played them on the original Xbox, the Prince of Persia series. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Warrior Within, and Two Thrones. I really enjoyed the first game. It's hard to believe this game is going to be 20 in 2 years. This is a really, really good game. Unfortunately, it's not complete, though, sadly, but I really enjoyed this game. This is a blast to play, and this game is backwards compatible with the Xbox One. Warrior Within, this is the one that a lot of people didn't like because it's such an edgelord tone to decide to go with. I personally don't mind this game, but I just didn't like that you have to get the health upgrade to get the best ending. And even if you did the best ending, the character you save dies in this game. So it's like, what's the point of getting the best ending? You know what I'm saying? So this game is okay. But however, though, I do love Two Thrones, though. I actually think this is the best of the three, in my opinion. I really enjoy this game a lot. This is a really good game. Let's see what else we got here. Of course, here's another launch title for the original Xbox. This was exclusive. Dead or Alive 3. I want to say that 20 years later, this game still looks amazing. I mean, this game still looks amazing. It still plays fantastic. So they really wanted an exclusive Japanese game, and they got it with Dead or Alive 3, which is really, really good. So, very good fighting game for the system. Here's another really good Xbox.
Speaking of that, I wonder if that game ever released in the United States. Just wondering.
Exclusive, The Chronicles of Riddick. This is a really good first-person shooter game. It takes place, I believe, in the prequel parts of The Chronicles of Riddick. Sorry, I just went had a little brain fart here. But this is a really good game. It's a first-person shooter stealth game. Seriously, if you not play this game, pick this game up. It's really, really good. Really good. Spiderman. This is another one that's not an exclusive, but the reason I'm including this.
Oh yeah. When I mentioned this, how the Xbox version is better than the PS2 version because of the Creator Hunter, and I've seen this on YouTube, and let's just say it proved my point.
This is the best version of Spider-Man. This version includes Kraven the Hunter, which was not in the PS2 or GameCube version. So if you want Spider-Man, this is the version to go. This is the best version of Spider-Man, bar none. Simpsons Hit and Run. This game is really expensive now, but this is a classic game that you can get on PS2 and GameCube. I got on Xbox. I was able to get this for $4. So very happy to have that. Now here's a series that I thought was really underrated. It was made by From Software. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the first game anymore, and the reason why was that the first game I loved a lot, but then the more and more I played it, it just got worse and worse and worse and just way too frustrating. I feel that this game fixed a lot of issues from the first game, and that is Otagi 2 Immortal Warriors. I think this game is a lot better than the first game because you play as different characters, the combat feels more fluid, and this game is really good. The music's also great, and the graphics are unbelievable for this game. Seriously, From Software pushed the boundaries of the graphics for this game. This game is absolutely incredible. Very expensive, though. Here's another Xbox exclusive, Mecha Salt. This is a really fun
I gotta check that game out.
I absolutely love this game a lot. Very awesome game. I still have not found Mecha Salt 2. I heard that one's really good, but this is a really, really good game. Check this one out. Midway Arcade's Treasure 2. This is actually another one of the first Xbox games I got. I got it for Mortal Kombat 2, 3, and Primal Rage. So if you want the very cheap game. Now here we have possibly one of the greatest survival horror games of all time. Rival to Resident Evil 2 and the Resident Evil series, but this game is absolutely legendary. It's expensive, but you need to play it. Silent Hill 2. Now, yes, this game was on the PS2. However, though, the Xbox version contains more secrets, new areas, and an additional campaign mode featuring Maria. So, that's the Xbox version of Silent Hill 2. This version is better than the PS2 version for adding all these features. This is such a legendary survival horror game. I honestly think that this is a masterpiece. Like, no joke, this is a masterpiece. I love Silent Hill 2. House of the Dead 3. Now, you can get this on the Wii, but for a while, if you wanted to play this, you have to play on the original Xbox, because Sega and Microsoft had a partnership. A lot of their Sega games came to the original Xbox. While the PS2 and GameCube got some, the Xbox got a lot of them. And House of the Dead 3 is a really, really fun rail shooter. It's one of the few, though, unfortunately, on the system. Making sure that stack doesn't fall. Now, I didn't like the first Blinks. Blinks was kind of meant to be the mascot for the Microsoft brand. They needed like a kid-friendly mascot. But the first Blinks, to me, it wasn't really all that good. However, though, Blinks 2, in my opinion, is way better. It's nowhere near as frustrating. They fixed a lot of the issues that plagued the first game. This is a lot better. So if you didn't enjoy the first Blinks game, I highly recommend checking out Blinks 2. This is a really, really good game. Shenmue 2. I actually like this one way more than the first game. This game was actually released on the Dreamcast in Japan and Europe. When they brought it in the US, they decided to bring it to the original Xbox. It contains 2 discs, but the whole game fits in 1 disc. The other disc is just the movie to recap the events of the first game. So really, really good game. And 3 more games which are really good. Armed and Dangerous, a very fun third-person shooter. NBA Street Volume 2. I recommend the Xbox version because this version.
Yeah, this one kind of reminds me of the game I got on the 360. I can't remember the name, but it's similar to this, where you can do all these crazy dunks and 3-point shooters, and you can shoot like from the half court, knowing that you'll make a shot. And I used to be a beast of games similar to this, but I don't have this game. But I heard, you know what I'm saying? But I am familiar with the game like this. I just never played it.
Is the cheapest to find. And last but not least, Red Dead Revolver, which is a really fun game. So those are games I absolutely love for the original Xbox. There's some, of course, I'm missing, like Ninja Gaiden Black. That game is very, very punishing. Didn't get far into that game. The original Xbox, Panzer Dragoon Order, that's another good game, but that game has exploded. I also have Crimson Skies, but I didn't really get into that game that much. But I absolutely love the original Xbox. It's a really good system, and I can't believe that it's 20 years old now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.
All right, in here. Yeah, so look. I got the microphone back on so y'all can hear me, right? And by the way, this microphone I'm using, I got this from Five Below. You can use it on your phone when recording a video, but you can't use it on the screen recorder because that doesn't support that. All right, so let's see who we got here. We got some JJ Wilson in the house. What's up, man? Affleck, what's up? What's up, VJL? How you doing? Had to send a crap ton of packages. Do what you do, man. Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, man, Xbox has come a long way since its original launch. And like I said, I don't have the system nor the games, but I've seen some gameplays on YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with it. But I do consider the console better than the PS2 because it had better exclusives. You know, that's my honest opinion. Although the PS2 is a good console and it had a lot of good consoles and good launch titles. So yeah. I wanted to jump into talk about the Kevin Samuels for a minute and why I think modern women and men really hate this guy, because all he does is just tell us the truth like it is. And people are not really a fan of the guy because he degrades women and talks down on women and he bashes women. And I think the reason why he does that because he wants to tell them the truth. They don't really want to hear the truth. They rather stay in this fantasy bubble rather than living in the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's obvious to me that no matter, what they say or whatever, it really goes to show you that Kevin just cannot win. He's still winning, but he sometimes just can't win over arguments. And I remember watching one video of this broad. She had a baby by her ex-husband's cousin out of spite, just to make him upset, just to piss him off. And that right there is something that you cannot do. If y'all going through a divorce or going through separation, do not cross that line. Because even if you had to be by her husband's cousin or brother-in-law, whatever you want to call him, it's still disgusting. And mind you, the woman is, this woman is so toxic. Like her attitude, her vibes, it just comes off as a very toxic. It's like you try to tell her something, then she'll turn around and flip the script as if what she's doing is okay. So, and I think a lot of people don't like what Kevin Samuels is doing. It's just claiming that he's bashing women, but all he's doing is just telling you the truth. And whether you want to accept it or not, he'll make you admit your wrongs and take accountability, which is something that people don't do nowadays, is take accountability. They want to just forget that everything has happened. But somehow, when somebody calls you out on something, at least you could do is own them to your nonsense and stop blaming it on people for your mess. And I think that's what Kevin is trying to tell these women. But nah, they don't want to hear it. And you got women on here saying how they want to this and that for a nigga. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, to me, Kevin, people may not like what he has to say, but at the end of the day, he's telling you the truth. Not a big fan of Kevin Samuels. He's just the new face of the black manosphere at the moment. Well, that's you, man. But I'm just telling you that, that Kevin Samuels, people may not like him or not, but at the end of the day, he's telling you the truth. You got to accept that one way or another. Because the reality is, if you wait all these years to get with another nigga that is perfect, that is good for you, then you just hit the wall. And then you got women on TikTok, claiming that they're ready for a relationship because they got, double D's, they got a big booty, and, they got but nah, man, you're just pretty much letting everybody know that you're a hoe, and no guy wants to date a slut. Because to me, what I look for in a relationship, if I'm dating somebody, it don't matter what color, it's personality. You don't have to have a nice butt. You don't have to have a nice booty. You don't have to be ghetto. Just somebody who is fun-spirited, who has a personality, who is not afraid of anything. You know, and I think you have some good women out here, and you have some good men out here. They just don't know it. They just don't want to get a chance to know him. And it's obvious to me that these people will continue to dislike Kevin for what he has to say. Because at the end of the day, you know, he tells the truth. And whatever you got going on in your life, he'll tell you your errors of what you need to do to get better. Whether you take his advice or not. Here's the thing. What do I want out of a woman in a relationship? I guess you could say someone who has a personality. You know, somebody who is into things like I am. But if not, I could just teach them and they could teach me. Like, it's all about, 50-50, you know what I'm saying? It's all about teamwork. If one person doesn't know about this franchise or that person, at least you could do as a human being to explain to them and teach them a few things. So maybe they'll be able to gain into the same things like you are. However, if they like going to casinos, it's a win-win for me. So I think that's what I want in a relationship if I ever to meet somebody. But I can't get one right now because of what's going on in modern society. Because modern women in 2021 are making it harder for guys to even want to get a chance to know them. Because, like I said, they're on social media, they're on TikTok, just doing stupid things. And they try to make it like okay for themselves to do that kind of behavior. But as a man, I don't, I am, completely against bad attitudes because I don't like negative energy. I don't like, negative vibes. If I feed off good vibes, if I feed off good energy, like I'm gonna get with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the kind of person I am. Because right now, life is too short. And it don't matter how old you are. Because, here's the thing about modern women. The majority of them are in their 20s. And that has some very attitude problems and issues. And they say they want a good man and everything. But like I said, when Cameron tells you something straight up, you better take it like a champ and just admit your wrongs, admit your mistakes. And I've said this all the time in my past videos. You can't just demand everything from a guy. He wants to do this and that for you. If you have some personal issues within yourself, you need to work on it first before you let any man walk into your life and get to know you. When you're in a relationship, at least treat him like a king and he'll treat you like a queen. It can't just be about you. A man just can't just give to you everything. Like, there is something that it has to be earned from a different perspective. It's all right, man. I'm glad you're back. That's all right. I understand that you're not into gambling, but for me, I just like playing the slots because I had nothing better to do. So yeah. But a little funny story. A few months ago, I did my first slot videos. For some odd reason, I got a claim from this third-party company, and I try to appeal it, and they still stuck with their claim. So I just took the video down. And I was so mad about that because I really wanted y'all to see my very first slot videos, not the ones you see at the MGM or the Maryland Live casinos, but it's a different casinos that I went to that I always go down in for about 6 to 8 years. And their slot machines are better, which is easy for me to stop and get the free spins in the wilds, whatever though. But when I was getting like the most spins, I wanted y'all to see how good I was doing, even when I was like playing with minimum bets with everything. So I thought to myself, I don't think I'm going to see myself, adding my first slot videos on here because all the other slot channels that are recording themselves doing it, they don't get claimed. And as soon as I try to do something different, I get hit with a claim. I think this is like a personal FU to me because I'm out here trying to do something different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's sometimes it just sucks being a content creator. You know what I'm saying? So, but listen, man, I understand y'all. If y'all don't like gambling, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with it. If y'all don't understand or don't like gambling, but for me, it's just something that I like to do. So now on to the Spiderman Spider-Man No Way Home trailer that is coming out today. It's happening today, y'all. So I don't know what time they're gonna upload the trailer to YouTube, because if they do, I gotta like upload this video on YouTube fast, because if I edit it, they're gonna end up getting more views than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you do like a trailer reaction, you expected to get views, a lot of views on YouTube, but if you're a movie channel or a channel that does reviews and everything, if your channel is based off that, you're gonna get more views than the channel that does everything like myself. So my channel is based on reactions, first of all, but I do basically just everything when I share my talents. You know what I'm saying? And but I am looking forward to seeing the trailer, and I am going to do my reaction and breakdown later on. But I am going to check it out, so you will see my reaction to the trailer, and they better not screw with us because Sony does lack information. I just hope that they don't let us down with the trailer this time, because I know they released a video on Tom Holland and them calling themselves reacting to a trailer of No Way Home. I guess you could say they're like poking fun at the reactors though, but yeah, I guess they're just giving us like a preview of what's to come in the trailer later on today or tonight, which is something that I'm looking forward to. So trust me, you will see my reaction. I'm not gonna like do all the editing, because once the trailer is out, it's out. So yeah. So I guess you could say that's gonna be it for my morning chill stream. I had a lot of fun talking about the Xbox, Kevin Samuels, and talk a little bit about a gambling slot machines, and of course the ending of the topic of Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Don't forget, y'all, it's coming out today, so get ready for the trailer reaction. So hopefully y'all enjoy this video. If you did, smash the like button, and I'll see y'all in my next content. Love y'all.